December 7th, 2014, from the University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. It was the Kansas City Chiefs at the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals won the toss and they elected to receive. They would get the ball on their own 38 to start their first possession after Ted Ginn returned the opening kickoff 43 yards. They would be faced with a 3rd and 3 from the 45, and Drew Stanton found Floyd for a 13-yard pass on the first down that brought the ball across midfield and into Kansas City territory at the 42. Their drive would stall, though, on the 26, and out would come Chandler Catanzaro to attempt a 44-yard field goal. It was up, it was good, and the Cardinals put the first points on the scoreboard with the score Arizona 3, Kansas City nothing. So now the Chiefs got the ball for the first time in this game. There was less than 11 minutes left in the first quarter. On first down, Alex Smith found Travis Kelce for a 13-yard reception that brought the ball to the 35. Then on 2nd and 8 from the 37, Jamaal Charles ran it all the way 63 yards for the touchdown. And so now the Chiefs took the lead with the score Kansas City 7, Arizona 3. So now the Cardinals will get the ball for the second time in this game. There was 9.5 minutes left in the first. They had it on their own 20. They ended up picking up a first down. Then on 2nd and 9 from the 40, Stanton went to Fitzgerald. He picked up 13 yards and another first down that brought the ball now to the 47 of Kansas City. It's now in Kansas City territory, but their drive would stall on the 44, and that's where they would punt the ball back to the Chiefs after 7 plays on this possession. So now the Chiefs would take over for the second time in this game. Less than 5 minutes left in the first, backed up against their own end zone on their own 5-yard line. Jamaal Charles picked up 9 yards on first down, and then Smith went to Avant. He picked up 5, and now it was first down on the 19 for the Chiefs. Then on 2nd and 4 from the 25, Alex Smith went to Kelce for a 26-yard pass. And there was a roughing the passer call against the defense. And so now the ball would be on the Arizona 34, as it was a first down for the Chiefs as they crossed midfield and into field goal range. But they ended up losing yards, though, on this play. Jamaal Charles ended up fumbling the ball. Johnson blew him up. He recovered it. But then they ended up reviewing it, and it ended up that they ruled that it would remain Chiefs ball, that the play was reversed, and there was actually a holding penalty as well against Kansas City. So now it would end up being 1st and 20 on the 44, and a few plays later they would end up punting the ball from the 44 as they weren't able to dig out of that hole. So now the Cardinals would take over with less than a minute left in the quarter. They had it on their own 20. They picked up 7 yards with a pass from Stanton Fitzgerald on first down. On 2nd and 3 from the 27, Taylor ran for 3 yards on the first down that brought the first quarter to a close. So after 1 quarter of play, the score was Kansas City 7, Arizona 3. So now to begin the second quarter, the Cardinals had the ball on their own 30. It was 1st and 10. Then on 3rd and 2 from the 38, Drew Stanton went to Haussler. He picked up 20 yards on the first down that brought the ball across midfield and into Kansas City territory at the 42. Then on 3rd and 2 from the 34, Drew Stanton went to Larry Fitzgerald. He picked up 5 yards on the first down that brought the ball to the 29. Then on 2nd and 7 from the 26, Williams ran for 7 yards on the first down that brought the ball into the red zone on the Kansas City 19 for the Cardinals. Stanton then went to Fitzgerald for a 9-yard pass, and Grice picked up 2 yards on the ground, and now it was 1st and goal on the 8-yard line. Stanton then ran for 3 yards. Grice lost 4, and so now it's 3rd and 9, 3rd and goal from the 9. Drew Stanton was then sacked by Justin Houston. Houston forced the fumble, but it was recovered by Arizona. Massey jumped on it, and so they would still get a chance to pick up some points. As out would come Chandler Catanzaro to attempt a 33-yard field goal. It was up, it was good, and it was now a 1-point game with the score Kansas City 7, Arizona 6. So now the Chiefs would take over with about 7.5 minutes left before halftime. They had the ball on their own 34. Alex Smith then went to Wilson. He picked up 13 yards on the first down that brought the ball to the 47. They were then faced with a 3rd and 14 from their own 43. Smith then scrambled 21 yards for the first down that brought the ball across midfield and into Arizona territory at the 36. Then on 3rd and 2 from the 28, Smith went to Kelce, picked up 3 yards on the first down that brought the ball to the 25. There then end up being faced with a 2nd and 12 from the 27, and Smith was sacked by Kalis Campbell for an 8-yard loss, and that brought this game to the 2-minute warning in the first half. So now it's 3rd and 20 from the 35, and Alex Smith found Dwayne Bowe for a 22-yard reception and a first down. They then got a false start, and so now it'll be 1st and 15 from the 18 as they're in the red zone, even after the penalty. And Alex Smith found Jamaal Charles on a short pass, and Charles took it to the house for an 18-yard touchdown pass. And it was now Kansas City 14, Arizona 8, as the Chiefs extended their lead to 8. So now Arizona with the ball with about a minute left before halftime. They head on their own 18. They would end up being faced with a 3rd and 5 from the 39 after having picked up a first down on their first play with the pass from Stanton to Floyd. And on 3rd and 5 from the 39, Stanton ran for 10 yards in the first down and brought the ball to Philadelphia territory at the 49 there in midfield. Then they ended up picking up 22 yards, the pass from Stanton to Brown, and the ball was now at the 29. So then they would be faced with a 3rd and 15. Stanton went to Floyd. He picked up 11 yards. They were short of the first down, so out would come Chandler Catanzaro to attempt a 36-yard field goal. It was up, and it was no good. So now we would get, the Chiefs would get the ball back. Alex Smith would take a knee, and the score had remained Kansas City 14, Arizona 6 at halftime. So now to begin the third quarter, the Chiefs would have the ball on their own 29 to start their first possession of the second half. Thomas ran for 9 yards. Charles ran for 3 yards. Now it's first down on the 41 for the Chiefs. Then on 3rd and 3 from the 48, Jamaal Charles picked up 7 and a first down. They brought the ball across midfield and into Arizona territory at the 45. They would then be faced, though, with a 4th and 4 on the Arizona 39. They elected to go for it, and an incomplete pass turned the ball over on downs as the Cardinals came up with a clutch stop. So now Arizona would take over on their own 39, and on 2nd and 10, Drew Stanton went to Floyd. He picked up 45 yards in the first down that brought the ball to the red zone in Kansas City territory on the 16. They would end up getting a penalty for an illegal formation that would bring them back to the 21, and that's where their drive stalled, but out would come Chandler Catanzaro to attempt a 39-yard field goal. It was up, it was good, and this was now a 5-point game with the score Kansas City 14, Arizona 9. So now the Chiefs would get the ball with about 9 minutes left in the third. They had it on their own 20. And then on 3rd and 1 from the 29, Alex Smith went to Avant. He picked up 41 yards in the first down that brought the ball all the way to the Arizona 30. Smith then went to Kelsey, picked up 11 yards in the first down that brought the ball to the red zone at the Arizona 19. But then on 3rd and 10, Smith went to Fasano for a 19-yard touchdown, but wait a minute, there was a penalty, offensive pass interference, and the touchdown was called back. And so now it'll be 3rd and 20 from the 29. Alex Smith then dropped back, and he was intercepted by Okafor. And so now the Cardinals would take over after that big turnover. They had the ball in Kansas City territory to begin the possession. There was 5.5 minutes on the clock in the third on the Kansas City 42. Williams ran for 9 yards, and then Williams ran for another 15. And it was now first down for the Cardinals on the Kansas City 18 in the red zone. Drew Stanton was then sacked by Justin Houston. So now it'd be 2nd and 18. An incomplete pass would bring up 3rd down, and Drew Stanton out of the shotgun found Jaron Brown for a 26-yard touchdown. They went for the 2-point conversion. Stanton hit Carlson, the tight end, and it was a successful 2-point conversion. There was a challenge that if Brown had actually broken the plane, and he did. So the score now was Arizona 17, Kansas City 14, as the Cardinals had taken back the lead as they are now up by 3. So now the Chiefs got the ball with 3.5 left in the third. They had it on their own 15, but they would go 3 and out on this possession and punt it to the Cardinals. So now the Cardinals took over with about 2 minutes left in the third. They had it on their own 29. They were then faced with a 3rd and 4 from the 35. Drew Stanton went to Carlson, the tight end. He picked up a yard, and the third quarter came to a close with the score Arizona 17, Kansas City 14. So now to open up the fourth quarter, the Cardinals would punt on the first play of the quarter. And so now the Chiefs would get the ball on their own 16 with about 10 seconds ran off the clock in the fourth. They picked up a first down on first down. Smith to Wilson, 12 yards, but on the new first down, this one from the 28, Smith was sacked by Rucker for a 2-yard loss. That would make it 2nd and 12 from the 26, but there would end up being an illegal contact penalty against the defense, so it would make it a first down for the Chiefs on the 31. They were then faced with a 2nd and 8, and Jamaal Charles ended up picking up 2 yards, but there was an offensive holding penalty. That would make it 2nd and 18, and an incomplete pass would bring up 3rd down and 18 from the 23. Smith went to Davis, 8 yards, but not enough for the first down, as now the punting unit came out to punt from the 31, and Arizona would take over now on their own 23 with a little less than 12 minutes left in this game, up by 3 points, but they would go 3 and out. So now they punted the ball back to Kansas City. Kansas City got the ball with less than 11 minutes on the clock in the fourth. They had it on their own 15. Alex Smith went to Wilson for a 22-yard reception to make a first down on the 37. But then on 3rd and 9 from the 38, Alex Smith was sacked by Okafor for a 13-yard loss. So on 4th and 22 from the 25, out would come the punting unit. So now the Cardinals would get the ball on their own 27 with about 8 minutes left in this game, in the fourth, in regulation anyway. Williams picked up 5 yards on the first down, but that would be the only yards, as a pair of incomplete passes would bring out the punting unit, as the Cardinals would go 3 and out on this possession and punt it back to the Kansas City Chiefs, who took over on their own 24 with less than 7 minutes left in the fourth. And on first down, Alex Smith hit Travis Kelce for a 29-yard pass that brought the ball to midfield into Arizona territory on the 47. They're then faced with a 3rd and 4 from the Arizona 41. Alex Smith out of the shotgun goes to Kelce. Kelce gets the pass for 19 yards, but then ended up being challenged. It ended up that it was a fumble. Buchanan forced the fumble, and Bethel recovered. And so initially he was ruled down, but they ended up saying, nope, it was a fumble. And so now the Cardinals would take over on their own 16 with 5.5 minutes left in this game. They would end up with a 2nd and 10, and Williams picked up 16 yards and brought the ball to the 32 for the first down. And on 3rd and 2 from the 40, Stanton went to Hughes. He picked up 36 yards, and now it was a first down on the 24 for the Cardinals. Then on 3rd and 7 from the 21, Williams picked up 5, and out would come Chandler Catanzaro to attempt a 34-yard field goal. It was up, and it was no good. So the score remained Arizona 17, Kansas City 14. So now the Chiefs got the ball on their own 24 with a minute left in this game, down by 3, needing a field goal to force overtime. They were faced with a 3rd and 4 from the 30, and out of the no huddle, Alex Smith went to Avant. He picked up 6 yards in the first down that brought the ball to the 36. An incomplete pass, and then a false start. Now it was 2nd and 15 from the 31, and a pair of incomplete passes would bring up 4th down, 4th and 15 from the 31, and a 3rd incomplete pass in a row, 4 technically. And now the ball was turned over on downs, as the Arizona Cardinals come up with a huge stop at the end of the game, and all that was left to do was for Drew Stanton to take the knee, and the Cardinals hold on to win this one with the final score, Arizona 17, Kansas City 14. And with the win, the Arizona Cardinals are the first team in 2014 to reach double-digit victories, as they're now 10-3 on the season. They're 7-0 at home, as they remain undefeated there at the University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. The Chiefs are now 7-6 on the season, 3-4 on the road. And in this game, Drew Stanton was 15 for 30 with 239 passing yards and 1 touchdown. He also had 4 carries for 17 yards on the ground. Alex Smith was 26 for 39 with 293 passing yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. He had 4 carries for 26 yards on the ground. The game's leading rusher was actually for the Arizona Cardinals, and Kerwynn Williams had 19 carries for 100 yards. Jamaal Charles had 91 yards off of 10 carries, and he had 1 touchdown. He also had 2 receptions for 20 yards and 1 touchdown receiving. So 2 touchdowns for Charles, 1 by ground, 1 by air. And the leading receiver in the game was actually the tight end Travis Kelce of the Kansas City Chiefs. He had 7 receptions for 110 yards. The leading receiver for Arizona was Michael Floyd. He had 4 receptions for 85 yards. And Jaron Brown had 2 receptions for 48 yards, including a touchdown. Hughes had 1 reception for 36 yards. Fitzgerald had 4 receptions for 34 yards. And Avant over for Kansas City, he had 5 receptions for 64 yards. Wilson had 4 receptions for 53 yards. And Bo had 2 receptions for 29 yards. And on defense, the game's leading tackler was actually Ron Parker of the Kansas City Chiefs. He had 9 tackles, one of which was for a loss. The leading tackler for the Cardinals was Patrick Peterson. He had 8 tackles and 1 sack. So Peterson getting that sack. And the Cardinals had 5 total sacks. Rucker had 2 sacks. And as I said, Peterson had 1 sack, Kalis Campbell had a sack, and Okafor had a sack. Okafor also had an interception as well. Huge game for Okafor. 2 sacks for the Chiefs. They were both just in Houston, and he leads the league in sacks. He's having a monster year. This was a really tight defensive battle, and the Cardinals proved to everybody that, hey, don't forget about us. We're still here. They are the number 1 team, actually, in the NFL. They have more wins than anybody. They still got a great defense, even if Drew Stanton isn't Carson Palmer. Don't matter. The Cardinals still win. They haven't lost at home, and they win this game against a tough Kansas City Chiefs team. Got to give them their respect. Arizona. We'll see what happens in the next 3 weeks. But right here in this game, the Cardinals win. And the final score, Arizona 17, Kansas City 14.